You are watching the WSL Post Show. What an incredible day of action, a big day on Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody, and thanks for watching all of those incredible heats with us from early this morning, the elimination round, all the way through the round of 32 for the men. And thanks for being with us on the Harvey Norman host set. Joe Turpel, Laura Enever, and Richie Lovin. I think, Richie, you had a pretty good idea we'd be running today.
Yeah, look, looking at the forecast, we knew there were going to be onshore days, and at some point we were going to have to send the surfers out when it was onshore and big, and you know, it was challenging, but we saw some amazing surfing today, so that's a win.
There's some great moments, Laura. You were all over this place, and especially getting right there with the world's best in the Red Bull Athlete Zone. A lot of different feelings that you felt today, from people needing a big result going down, and then some heroic efforts as well.
Yeah, it was really so exciting, a mammoth day, and yes, I was looping all around the Bells Beach Hill here, and it was so exciting. The crowd was just amped. It was pretty cold down here today and very fresh, but you know, everyone was so frothing to see all the action go down, and yeah, did not disappoint.
And there's that kind of element in the air of wondering what's going to happen with our GOAT, Kelly Slater, into his 26th start here at Bells, and so many great memories, and you're so worried about even talking about the idea that he might not make the cut. He had a draw with Kanoa Igarashi today, and something about Kanoa and Kelly, he went 3 straights undefeated against Kelly. For a while, Kelly got him back at Pipe last year, but still has his number, Richie.
Yeah, it was an exciting heat. You know, Kelly got through his heat this morning, so he got down earlier, did the work, and then Kanoa just put in some amazing performances here. But Kelly, he bounced back. He had one really good wave, and unfortunately was just left a little short on his second score, but you know, still shades of brilliance here, managing these tricky conditions, and well, Kanoa was just too strong, so Kelly's out of the event.
Crazy to see Kelly go down. He looked strong in the elimination round, but it was all about Kanoa picking better waves, and I think Kanoa identified too that right here in this conversation that they were sitting a little bit too far out. So when Kelly had priority and needed scores, he couldn't catch up to the sets that were really chipping in and doubling up through that inside section. Igarashi takes out Kelly, and Slater was able to catch up with Rosie Hodge after the matchup.
I'm in the Red Bull Athlete Zone, and it's always great to catch up with Kelly Slater. Kelly up against Kanoa, that was a tricky heat. Give us an assessment of that matchup.
Yeah, well, I think we set if anything, maybe we sat a little bit far out, but I don't know that we really missed much from talking to everybody afterwards. There weren't a lot after. You know, he got a 6, and then I got a 6-6, and then he got a 7-8, which was a good. Apparently, was like a good one that kind of hugged the reef, and then at that point he kind of had his 2 scores. He bettered it with a 6-1, and then I knew what I had to do, so I was just kind of waiting for that one that had that look. And there's probably a couple I could have pulled the trigger on earlier and just tried to get something going, but you know, I just felt a little bit out of sync and didn't happen for me.
You're right there on the cut line, heading into Margaret River. What are your thoughts on that?
That sucks. It's just, you know, I've been, whatever it is, it's, you know, I've just been in a slump for like a year. And, you know, you're not going to stay on tour if you keep doing that. And I got injured here last year at this contest in the heat I lost in, and strangely enough, I've been fighting that injury ever since. It's a torn psoas kind of thing, or labrum, and so it's kind of like just puts me in pain a lot, and I'm probably not surfing enough, and just not feeling good. But when you don't surf a lot, you don't get in sync, and that's what's been happening in my heats. I just haven't been getting in sync and really giving myself the opportunity. But you know, also Kanoa he kind of took charge of the heat, and then I had priority. I had the second highest scoring wave. I knew what I had to do. I needed a 7.3 in the end, and I was waiting for just something that looked like it would give me a chance to do 2 or 3 big turns, and I kind of never lined that up. We got cleaned up by a lot of waves, and yeah, I just never got that opportunity in the end. So.
Thanks for the honest assessment. I got to ask you one more question. What are you going to do between now and Margaret River? What are you going to concentrate on? Yeah,
I'll probably go back to the Gold Coast and just settle in my place for a little bit there, and then look at a lot of surf forecasts. Maybe go chase some waves somewhere, or if not, I'll see how I'm feeling too. I might just try some rehab. But I was doing rehab for the last 2 weeks, and it didn't really make me feel any better. So I don't know. I'll probably just try to surf a little bit and not hurt myself anymore.
Thanks for your time, and good luck in Margaret River.
Okay, thanks.
Always great to hear from Kelly Slater, win or lose, and he always gives us so much, an in-depth look at what he was going through in the lead up to this event, saying he's feeling like he's in a slump for about the past year. Remember, he won pipe, and then everything kind of fell away from him result-wise. As we know, he's had great moments at Bells. It has been tricky over the years. Sometimes those wins didn't really go back-to-back by any means. But some of the carves and carving threes he's done on the bowl, the big airs, it's hard to think about that was going to be his last event that we've ever seen him at this wave.
Wow, yeah. I mean, Kelly and Bells, just the history there, you know, like you were just saying, the heats. I think there was a package that played earlier today, and just watching, you know, his wins throughout the year and the way he was able to, you know, just come back that year with the airs was just unbelievable. But yeah, I didn't realize that he had an injury at the moment, so hopefully he can heal that up before Margaret's.
And it's interesting too, Rich. It's not like he's going, okay, I'm moving on, sailing out into the sunset. He's not liking where he is on tour at the moment. He really does want to survive this cut.
Yeah, it's he definitely hasn't lost any of his drive and determination, and still breaking it down like as if he's, you know, still 20 years old. So, yeah, you know Kelly's going to want to come to Margaret River, put in a really good performance. It's not like he's totally out of the game in terms of making the cut. You know, he could do it. Let's hope he can get control of that injury and you know, come back fighting fit.
Main break, Margaret River, potentially the box for Kelly Slater, a venue that popped up as a CT back in 2014, and he's yet to win that, and he might be in a situation where he needs to go all the way. We'll keep you posted with the math coming up with the midseason cut. Also earlier today, we had a pretty crazy elimination round set up for the women. There was a heat that just looked unbelievable. Tyler Wright, Tatiana Weston Webb, throw Joanne DeFay in there. This easily could have been happening later on in the series, but it was all to stay alive in this contest. Tyler Wright defending her bell, ended up taking top honors, Laura.
Yeah, this was a stacked heat, and I remember seeing all the women this morning, and they were like, wow, this is a gnarly heat, and they were all super focused, but Tyler got the job done. She actually waited for 17 minutes to get her first wave. You know, her whole family were in the athlete area, and, you know, just like, you could feel the nerves, but once she got that first wave, she was on. All she got, you know, next was that second wave, and that was all she wrote for her. I think she came through the inside here and actually hurt her shoulder or got a bit winded, but ended up dusting it off, and I think she's just fine.
That's right. She said she'd check it out once she calmed down with the adrenaline that competitive arena provides her. But just a quick talk over with her camp as she moves on to the round of 16, and we lose Joanne DeFay. Tough welcome back to the tour, as hopefully she'll just shake that one off. A little warm up after not being in the CT jersey with that foot injury she suffered before the season opener Pipeline.
Yeah, it's a tough one to come back. You know, you always, you know, have the expectation that you'll come straight back on the tour and do well again, and unfortunately for Joanne it didn't happen, but she's got good memories at Margaret River as well. You know, she's had great performances there, and you know, she's a champion. She'll bounce back.
Looking forward to that. Another big thing to celebrate today was the career of Owen Wright that we saw come to a close after a loss to Ethan Ewing. Calling it a day here with the CT jersey. There was a lot of celebrations, and I felt better after this. He said there's this weight off his shoulders, and he truly feels validation for moving on after an incredible career, Laura.
Yeah, what a career from Owen Wright, and you know, what a special moment here, getting carried up the beach, his mum Fiona right there, his siblings and his wife and his kids all on the stairs there, and you know, Owen, you just look through everything he's gone through, he's you know, overcome, and to be here at Bells, he said it felt like home, and yeah, what a way to wrap up his career. It would have been amazing to see him go a bit further into the event. You know, he was serving really, really well. You know, when I saw him in the first round and on his first wave of this heat, seemed like, you know, he could have gone there, and then unfortunately Ethan Ewing just took him down in this one, but yeah, what a moment for Owen.
It's interesting, Richie, because you know what it's like to move on and officially retire from the tour. For Owen, it's like you go way back to grommethood, of the dream of making it, finally being there, not necessarily thinking of moving on. And now that that's presenting himself right in front of his face, I think he's actually like, maybe this is what I need. I think this is the right time.
Yeah, I didn't get any sense of kind of resentment or fear of maybe I've done the wrong thing when we were sharing the booth with him. He actually felt elated. You could tell that he was so good with the decision to you know, hang up the tools and go to the next chapter of life. But what a career. There's not many boxes that he didn't tick. You know, had the event wins. He's had perfect rides, you know, top 5, top 10 finishes, you know. What a career.
So great to really feel his energy and spending time with him in the booth, and also watching his final heat today at Bells Beach. We'll continue the celebration of Owen Wright.
People would experience to actually walk into a competitor's area and be a part of the World Tour. It's a pretty special moment, actually, just put my rashi on for the first time. That was really cool when running out for my first heat. That was probably the moment where it was like, yeah, I'm definitely a part of the tour now.
Here he goes, up and riding, the goofy footer, all the way from Calbarra in New South Wales. Owen on fire.
I'm just so happy. Like, there's been so much support coming from my family and all my friends at home, and they've just really helped me out.
I love surfing, competing, everything about surfing. At the moment, I'm just enjoying doing what I'm doing, and who knows about the future.
Absolute dream heat underway. Owen already has a 10. Are we witnessing another perfect heat in pro surfing? Owen Wright now steps on the gas, trying to hang on. A wide open pit for Owen Wright as he's going to survive another cloud break beauty.
Wow.
A perfect 10 for Owen Wright in the final. Owen now looks perfect positioning. The wave already spits. He steps on the gas. As he beats multiple sections, he'll make another wave.
He's done it again. 2 consecutive perfect scores. What?
The Australian makes history.
I don't know what I'm more excited about, winning or getting 10.
I just take both.
Just getting balanced. That's the best part about it.
Here goes Owen on another big bomb. He is locked in. It's our second 10 for the year.
Owen Wright, he just plowed through the toughest road.
One of the best comeback stories we could ever imagine.
I'm not quite sure if anyone will ever understand how far he's come.
I couldn't have done it without all the support of my friends and family and my partner and my little baby boy now, and this is what I love. It's what I love doing.
Now a bigger set, setting up for Owen Wright. This thing going inside out behind him. Owen has to celebrate. There's that amazing rhythm he has with Chopo Tahiti. Owen Wright, your 2019 Tahiti Pro Chopo champion.
It's been up and down, and I just finally have felt up and up and up in these last few months. So, mate, that was really special for me, and my family's here, and you know, I've tried to win this event a lot of times, and it's been amazing to finally get that today.
Congratulations, Owen Wright. Can't wait to see what you do next. As you can see, the posters, there's t-shirts from Rip Curl. As Owen just leaving the site, grabbing those boards, and moving on into the next chapter of his career. Yeah, well done. Let's now move on into the Boost Mobile Wave of the Day. And it actually just happened. Griffin Colapinto, 8.67, Laura.
Yeah, wow. Last hit of the day. It has been a mammoth day, and Griff would be sitting at home watching. He actually posted an Instagram of his journal halfway through the day, and just talking about the nerves, but obviously got that off his chest and went out and blew up out there this afternoon, because wave of the day, he was on fire.
He was absolutely on fire. Just felt this beautiful gear where he didn't seem to be rushing it. Really enjoyed Griffin's performance, comboing Liam O'Brien. It earns the Boost Mobile Wave of the Day. Griffin was able to catch up with Rosie Hodge right after that big win.
Well, saving the best for last, Griffin Colapinto, the highest heat total of that round of the day. That's got to feel pretty good.
Oh yeah, it feels great. The waves definitely got better, a little lower tide, so I started drawing off the reef better, and yeah, I picked off some good ones, so yeah.
I love your Instagram posts where we get a little bit of an insight into your journaling, and you know, you're very vulnerable today, talking about how, you know, thoughts can come into your mind and the self-doubt. How did you overcome that in the water?
I don't know what the deal is with this round, but it always, like, there's something about like waiting for the heat draw and like the whole deal. It's like a weird mental battle, and like it's the first round that you can like properly lose in, besides the elimination round, but yeah, this round just like that first round where you can lose. So it's always a little nerve-wracking, but yeah, it's just like a little battle in the mind. So once I get it on the paper, it like all seems so silly. So yeah, I wanted to share that just so like if there's any kids out there that go through the same thing, then that's a good thing to try out.
I love it, Griff. Well, now that you are into the round of 16, where does the mind go? How do you start to rev up and amp up for the rest of the event?
Well, probably just stay in the zone, keep having fun with my friends. Got a good crew. I got Tommy Witz. I'm staying with him and his family. So his two little boys, Casper and Finn, they're like 12 and 9. So I feel like one of the little brothers. So yeah, just kind of in the kid zone.
And lastly, coming up against Kanoa Igarashi, what do you make of that matchup?
Make or break.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Griff.
All right.
Absolutely loved it. Griffin Colapinto really let go of that rivalry. I mean, opening up about it on Make or Break Season 2. You guys can check that out on Apple TV+. But also that vulnerability that he's okay with writing about and sharing the world with that journey. He said he had all these moments of doubt in his head of thinking about him not making it. I mean, he thought about superstitions. If a bad thought comes in his head, he's not going to win his next heat. And he was able to get that out of his system and turn in the best performance of the round, Laura.
Yeah, I love what he said then. He's like, once you put it on paper, it all seems a bit silly. But I mean, it's just what you got to do, what you got to do to get your mind, you know, out of a rut if it's in there. And, you know, he'll be feeling very confident after those 2 8-point high 8s. So, yeah, I think he's going to be on a roll.
And I suppose, Rich, for Griffin, it's kind of like the belief of Jack Robinson that's real, it's tangible, you can feel it, and it's consistent. It's really what Griffin's trying to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's found form at this event, no doubt about it. First couple of heats have just been, he's been a standout. You know, the speed has been probably 5-10% faster than anyone else. His maneuvers seem to be bigger. So, you know, he's definitely one of the standouts and one of the potential winners of this event, for sure.
Set up the round of 16 on Easter Sunday. For Monday, let's bring up the Surfline forecast. Richie, are we going to be running some heats tomorrow, in your opinion?
Good chance. And just a reminder that Surfline has flipped the script when we're looking at color. And green means go, green means swell. And that's all that swell that you're seeing there, just moving up into the Bells area. You can see their strong southwest to southwest wind. That's what we've had. We've been dealing with this onshore flow of wind, but thankfully it's brought a bunch of swell. We'll see it ease over the next day and a half. Things will settle down in swell. Things will settle down on the wind. And it's going to be an interesting few days ahead. As we look at the longer range forecast, you can see, well, tomorrow, 5 to 8 foot faces. So, you know, if it's 5 to 8 tomorrow, it was 10 to 12 today. You know, it was big. So, and then you can see Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday. Wednesday, for me, I feel like we're going to have better winds, just looking at the charts. So it's going to be an interesting few days. I'm going to say we're going tomorrow.
I love that. So tomorrow, still a bit of that onshore. Laura, do you mind Bells with a bit of onshore?
No, I mean, when the you know, the faces are clean, doesn't matter. You got a bit of something to hit, and I love just seeing how, you know, creative everyone got today. There was some very amazing foam climb to blowtails, and, you know, I think everyone at the end of the day would rather surf with a bit of swell and a bit of chunk to the bowl than too small.
Well, it's time for the top 5 of the day, and we had a lot of highlights to go through as we start with number 5 on the list. Great moments for Yago, Dora, and Leonardo Fioravanti officially making the midseason cut, Richie.
Yeah, well, this was one of the standout goofy footers of the day, Yago, Dora. And have a look at the big swooping turns on the backhand. That was one of the standout maneuvers. And he absolutely crushed his heat today. And what a feeling, you know, ticking that box. I've made the cut, and I can start focusing on the final 5.
Well, what a relief. Fioravanti dealing with the cut the wrong way last season. Now in a much better position to fight for a spot on the WSL Final 5. Number 4 on the list. No surprise there. John Florence making it look so easy, Laura.
He really did. And, you know, just John and Bells, it's a match made in heaven, I feel. And he just really made it look so easy and fun out there, playful, and just those wrapping calves. It was, you know, a bummer to see him and Kolohe match up together. Good friends, and, you know, I don't know, John just was in fine form. Look at that, sizzling.
Loving the action from John. Compared the conditions to what he has at home, comboing his good friend Colapinto. Number 3 on the top 5. Katie Simmers having some rookie magic today.
Yeah, and this was earlier in the morning today, and it still just trips me out how cute she is. You know? I just look at her and I'm just like, how can you be so good at this age, you know? So, you know, obviously Katie's got a huge future ahead. I think she was riding the same board that, you know, gave her so much success in Portugal, and taking it all in a stride. Maturity beyond her years, and we're going to be watching her for years and years to come.
So cool. Number 2 on the list, it's another local trials champ. Wild card story. Xavier Huxtable takes out world number 1.
How wild was this? This was the first time that Jack had lost in this round since Portugal last year. So, I mean, he's been on fire, obviously, and stopped in his tracks by this man right here. The crowd was going off. The stands were just, they were shaking with the locals just so excited to see Xavier. And, you know, he put in an incredible performance. He's surfing way beyond his years. He's only 20 years old, and he's got so much power and flow and speed, and obviously knows this wave better than anyone.
And on the last effort for Jack Robinson, he came in limping, trying to feel out his knee a little bit. He saw medical attention. We didn't get a final outcome of the report, so we'll keep you posted on Jack's condition into the later rounds, but we can't confirm the yellow jersey will trade hands, as we have Owen Wright as the number 1 on our post show, winning the day for good reason, celebrating an incredible career.
Yeah, absolutely. How can we go past Owen as our number 1 pick for today? Just a really special moment and a climax to an amazing career, and he's given so much to professional surfing, so much to the sport of surfing, and you know, he's not going to stop surfing. We're still going to see him. It's just going to be a little change of pace, that's all.
I can't wait for what he can ride, what you're allowed to ride into retirement. He was already trying to discuss that with you guys. What do I do now?
Well, he's already taking his little son Varley to border ride his comps and pushing him in. So, you know, Rumi, little daughter, she had a little surfboard down in the competitors area today, and she's obsessed with surfing. So we might submit Grom searches really soon.
All passing down to the next generation of Wrights. There will be more Wrights coming for the championship tour. You better believe it. What an incredible day. Thanks for joining us from start to finish on this wonderful Easter Sunday. Remember, check out the draw on the round of 16 on worldsurfleague.com. We'll be down here bright and early. Remember, 7:15 local time to see if we'll get heats back underway. Thanks for being with us. For Laura Eniver, Richie Lovin, I'm Joe Turpel. See you bright and early.
We're sleeping here, aren't we?
Oh, sure. We're going to hang out with the bell all night.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, presented by Bonzoid. The surfers that are in the elimination round. It is going to be a tense morning.
Big snap, really throwing that down. Liam O'Brien.
Ezekiel Lau. Must-win situation in this elimination round.
Ezekiel Lau got very, very lucky.
11-time world champ, the classic grabbing turn, snap to slide, he'll control it. Now McGillivray, big bowling section, he gets there right on time. Elimination round for the women coming up next.
Katie Simmers, smooth opening carve.
Tyler channels all that aggression onto this wave.
Watch for the finishing move on the shoreline.
Oh, and she winded herself on the inside section there.
Ezekiel Lau eliminated.
Ash is it.
And Sammy Pupo's waiting for the panel. There's the decision. Not enough.
You're clean on rail, and he is going to be a challenge.
Toledo, you're still looking for a 3.77.
Felipe Toledo on to the round of 16.
An incredible World Surf League career. Owen Wright, we salute you.
Xavier Huxtable is putting it to the yellow leader jersey at the moment.
He is just eating it up right now. The upset of the event so far, Xavier Huxtable has taken out Jack Robinson.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.